While Honda took over the world of inline four-cylinder motorcycles, Kawasaki actually had a Z750 ready to be released upon the world at the same time. Actually, codenamed New York Steak for some reason, but Kawasaki said, no, we're not going to make a 750, and in 1972, they released the Z1. Now, we all know that. 73, Z1A, 74, Z1B, then 75, the Z900. During that time, they sold 85,000 of the things, very rare to find now, and worth a fortune if you've got one. But we're in 2017, and the Z900 is back. And let me tell you, it's a vast improvement over the Z800 and Z1000. For one reason alone, it's this perimeter frame, a bit like the one on the H2 with the supercharger thing on it. And in fact, what it's done is lost at least, can you believe it, 20 kilograms of weight over the Z1000. And not much horsepower loss either, because this is claimed to make 123 horsepower. We ran it on the dyno, it makes 112 at the wheel, and the Z1000 makes 121. So work that out, only 8 horsepower, over 20 kilos lighter. No wonder they're opting for the Z900 in the latest range for 2017. So enough of the history for the Z900. You want to know what this new one's like to ride. Pretty good, actually. It weighs very little for a bike of this capacity. But the main thing is Kawasaki opted to make it a rider's bike. So electronics, you don't get any. Nothing at all. It's rev and go from the moment you start it. And the only thing you get actually in modern terms is ABS, because we all like ABS for various conditions. Easy to ride is an understatement. The clutch is light, the throttle's light. Did I mention light? Because it is lighter. I must stop saying that. Enough of the lightness.
What do you think of the colour?
I really like it, but it really does wheelie nice.
Okay, and the handling of the bike?
It handles really well, but it really wheelies nice, this thing.
And the market that it's in?
I think it fits well, but it really wheelies nice.
Okay, and the width of the rear tyre is not too big?
It's not too wide, it's not too small, but it does make it wheelie nice.
And the styling of the bike, it's quite aggressive, eh?
The styling's good, you lean over it, and it really makes it wheelie nice. The green paint is absolutely beautiful. Look at it, all shining away. And actually there's a black version with a green frame, if you like it the other way around. Either way, we really like this styling. And we're a fan actually of naked bikes. Why do you want a super bike on the road? This is much more usable, accessible, and tons more fun. Because you actually sit inside the thing, not on it and leaning forward. And okay, there's always the wind factor, shall we say, on a naked bike, because there ain't much protection there. But unless you're tearing around at 200 kilometers an hour plus on a racetrack, shall we say, then why would you need it? This is an everyday user bike, let me enforce that. And especially with the lack of gadgets to fiddle with. I really like that. We're all getting a bit annoyed at Two Wheels with fiddling around with buttons and millions of things to press just before you set off. This is keeping it raw, like an early Z900 was. I did mention the styling though. I do like it, I must say a lot. But when the artist's impressions came out on this around the world, it was actually styled like an old Z900 with a swoopy tank and the duck fin and a round headlight and spoke wheels. You know what, I would have quite liked that actually, wouldn't you? Keep this engine, keep this chassis, it's great, suspension's great, everything about it works really nice, but I would love to see another version of the original Z900, paintwork and bodywork, but with this motor. So technically, the Z900 isn't really technical. Gearbox, 6-speed, super smooth. So is the power unit, and it makes, let me tell you this, a great induction noise. Why? Because Kawasaki say that this airbox is acoustically tuned. Don't know how to do that. There's a guy sitting there with a guitar and a piano, because that sounds great. Either way, it makes a hell of a noise pumping out of this thing. I like that. Up front, we have no radial brakes to bring the price down, and pedal disc, which have always been one of Kawasaki's things anyway. Like I say, no electronics to fiddle with, and, well, that's about it, technically. Liquid-cooled inline, and it's actually not a 900, it's a D3000, and actually it's a 950cc. So perhaps it should be called a Z900. Anyway, that's another reason for a debate. I mentioned Superbikes earlier, which is our national racing series, shall we say, in South Africa. Personally, I'd like to go back to the AMA days with Eddie Lawson and Freddie Spencer and Wes Cooley and all them, when all that was raced was naked bikes. Remember, with a flat number board on the front. Let's be honest, all the manufacturers make powerful naked bikes. All of them. So come on, South Africa, let's get those square boards on again. You'll make a naked bike, all the manufacturers, and get some of this and some of that rather than some of that. And more exciting for the crowd, because you will more easily recognise your favourite make of motorcycle, don't you think? One thing though, take a look at this pillion seat. Really? Who's that designed for? You can't get anyone on there but an 8-year-old gymnast. Single rider only, I'm afraid, because you ain't going far with someone on the back of that. And also, the pillion seat and the rider seat has a replica crocodile skin finish. Whoa! How cool's that? So you're probably wondering how much. Well, in this current climate, I think this is an absolute bargain. Under 140,000 rand for a bike like this is really good value. Why is it so cheap? Because it's not got all the electronics which cost money and hasn't got radial brakes and a few other fancy bits. Well, I'm running out of time now, so I have to get this bike back to 4Ways Kawasaki, where it is their demo bike, and it's obviously in big demand, which is quite sad, actually. I've really enjoyed it. But for you out there, the Z900 is back. Great.